Good morning, fabulous, wonderful, beautiful souls. This is Karen with Man of Delight and Twin Souls Network. And I wanted to pop in and give an update and talk about some exciting things and just tell you where I feel the energies are at for everyone in the collective and all of that. And I so appreciate the ones reaching out, checking in on me. And from my last videos, I was talking about shifting and expanding awareness and how it was go time here in the physical and we needed to be more grounded in the physical, and talking honestly and truthfully about Twin Flame Union. So if you are still here and you didn't run for the hills in fear because of what I was saying, and you haven't turned your back on me, thank you so much for sticking around. And that means that you have shifted and expanded your awareness and consciousness as well. Because like I was explaining in the other videos, is that we were stuck as a community. And I truly feel like part of the false ascension that I was talking about in previous videos, some of those things was included in the Twin Flame community. We were not exempt from any of that. And so I feel as if there was some false and some distortions within the community, and we were quite frankly stuck. And many still are stuck in that cycle and wanting to believe certain things. And, we're all at a different place, and I'm not going to dispel everything. But I know I was guided as a reader, and as you can tell, many other readers were guided as well to stop doing the readings, the card readings, and putting predictions of a timeline out there, or when something was going to happen, and to stop doing those things because it was really keeping everyone stuck. And so I pulled away from the Twin Flame community, which as I said, I was guided to do. And just the other day, which is one of the reasons that this video is prompted, and then, just other people reaching out as well. But I don't get on YouTube as much anymore, and I definitely don't get into any of the Twin Flame stuff on YouTube anymore. And that is something that will happen to you as you shift more and more. Your needs for certain things fall away. It's just a fact. If you still need those things, then you're not empowered. So anyway, and sometimes Twin Flame stuff still comes up in my newsfeed as recommendations, because I, of course, like everybody else, I used to be all over it and watching everything. But it said Divine Masculine. The title was Divine Masculine Reaches Out. And I thought, oh my God. That means that there's still a whole slew of Divine Feminine out there that are sitting around and waiting, or that are still buying into this, and are still doing this, and still tuning in, and still setting everyone up for disappointment. Because I was talking to another twin about a specific reader who is out there who was saying, Twin Flame Union's happening in November and December. Well, you can't put a time frame on it. That, first of all, I've never done that. And but this reader decides to do this. And then it was switched up because nothing happened in December. And I don't listen to the person, so she was saying that she now has switched it up to March and April, and and here we are at the end of April. And so those are the types of things I'm talking about. But there's still people that are in fear who do not, there's twins in fear who don't want to hear that. They want to think at any minute that it's going to happen. And we were all there, we were all at that point, and we were all in the magic of the 5D, okay? But like I said, like a year ago, or a little bit over a year ago, I felt like we shifted. Many of us shifted, not all, but many, shifted into a physical reality where I said the rubber meets the road. We're plopped back down in here, and it's time to close the gap and do what we have to ground in the physical. And at first, it was a lot to get used to, and it took a toll on my physical body, and that's where I was and what I was dealing with. And then my mind had to really get caught up to that, and to believe that, and to put that in action, and not go to the fear of, oh my God, I've been believing that for a long time, and how do I shift now? You have to just continue to be in the flow, and you have to surrender, and I had put out a video, and I remember specifically saying that the way to get through this is to surrender. So when anything is causing fear, or anything in this journey is upsetting, the best way to deal with it is to surrender, to go with the flow. This is what is happening. The more you resist, and the more you stay in your fear, you're stuck, and you're in this cycle. So my heart really went out to those that are watching those readings and are still caught up in that cycle of believing that. And I'm not saying, and I'm not speaking against physical union. The last video I put out, several people got triggered, which is just an indicator that we're so not ready. But a lot of people got triggered, and, the twin flame thing was a lie or whatever. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, and I still believe in physical union, because at the title of this video is about a wedding, and it is one of my twins who reached out, who is getting married. And they're getting married in Mexico. So I'm not saying that physical union is not ever going to happen. But it was something that her and her twin worked towards. They weren't in physical karmic relationships or marriages that needed to be dissolved. There was no other children involved with something. There weren't any physical limitations as far as location. There was a lot of physical things that were in alignment with their union. So it was easy for them to come into union. And that's just a physical fact. There's certain things that will have to be worked out, and a lot of karmic things that'll have to happen in the physical. So it was easy for them. And they're getting married this summer in Mexico, and I am invited, and I got to see all the pictures and the engagement pictures, and it's fabulous and wonderful. So I'm not saying physical union's not going to happen. I'm saying that for you to believe that, boom, all of a sudden, all these divine masculine are just going to come running towards everybody, like I so foolishly believed, and I did allow myself to be influenced by other people, that's not going to happen. Each individual has their own union to work out. Like I said, some are getting married, some are still in separation. Some are coming together and talking, some are not. So your journey and your physical union is very individual. So I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. I'm saying that you have to be realistic about this, because we are still here on 3D Earth, and we are still in our 3D bodies. And the fact that there's so many still stuck is not good. But the fact that I do know couples that are talking and communicating and working towards coming together, and there's like this beautiful couple that's getting married. So the more that come together, the more that come into physical union, the more that we will as well, and the more that get stuck out of that rut. So I'm putting the truth out there that you have to move past that. There's going to be a point where you're not going to need tarot cards to tell you anything. I still do readings. I don't necessarily do card readings. I will do readings for people, and most of it is channeling and automatic writing. I may pull a card to confirm what I am getting, just to make for sure that I'm on the right track. And that's all well and good. And if someone does a personal card reading for you, that's fine. But these collective readings out there for a whole community is definitely keeping people stuck waiting. Just the whole title of that, Divine Masculine Reaches Out. So that means that there's Divine Feminine sitting around waiting for that to happen. And that's not going to make this happen for all of us anytime soon. So there has to be this shifting. And like I said, if you're still here and understand what I'm saying and resonate to what I'm saying, then you have shifted and expanded. And that's a beautiful thing. But there still are several that are stuck just by the huge amount of readings. And I really was shocked to still see that title, but not everybody is at the same level or moving at the same pace. So I'm not saying that physical union's not going to happen. I'm saying that there was an illusion out there, that there was the magic of the 5D within the twin flame community, and then I felt like it shifted us back down into the 3D, where we have to now start doing things to close the gap between you and your twin, or you and your mission, whatever you are doing. But the focus has to remain on you. And I just posted about, I was asked, what does union to self mean? So I had posted on Twin Souls Network what that means. And we all will have to get there. You have to come into union with yourself in order to manifest any union with your twin flame or another person, because they are in fact you anyway. So, and what that means, and the balancing and healing that it takes. And as a collective now, I believe that the energies are clearing more of this distorted masculine. I'm in a couple groups, and they're not twin flame groups, on Facebook, and that I've been noticing, and some of the other divine feminine within there have been noticing the distorted masculine that's still very much out there and needs to be healed and cleared. And that would be the masculine energy that would be within you, and also your twin flame masculine energy that is within you as well still needs healing. So if you're noticing some chaos, if you're in my area, I've noticed a major amount of chaos, and just with some local events in the news of, a lady was on the bridge trying to jump, there's been some stabbings, there's been some shootings, and it just seems really, really chaotic. It's like that analogy that we've heard before about when there is a shift, then there is a sludge at the bottom that has to be cleared out. And that's still going on and still happening. But there's some anger, like I said, the last video I did about where I was at was triggered by some other people. I've had, just simple conversations with some twins that have gotten triggered. And so there's some anger there. There is some that needs to be cleared. There's some chaos. There's just some more of the distortions that need to be cleared. And it's just a fact. And not working on that, and not closing the gap, and not grounding in the physical and doing what you need to do is not helping the situation for everybody. Facing it with no fear, and not being in denial that there is something that still needs to be healed in you or cleared in you or cleared within the twin flame community. Denial's not helping. Facing it head on with no fear is what is needed for the divine feminine. And I've talked about the rising of the divine feminine and becoming empowered many times. And being in power means that you don't need anything outside of yourself, not even your physical person, twin flame, to complete you, to co-sign for you, to, that's being codependent, and that's not where it's at. And I've said it many times. So I do empowerment online coaching, and they're not for the faint of heart at all. They're challenging and they push you. And I've had one session with people and they've never come back because I would tell them something that they needed to stop. And 9 times out of 10, it was pushing them out of their comfort zone. And that's really, really scary, especially, when you're living in fear. So I do those, and I am being pressed to do empowerment classes, because that's the way to everything. When you don't need anything outside of yourself and you are completely empowered in your life, you're in control, and nothing's happening to you, and you're not sitting around waiting, and you're not being toyed with by dark beings still, or whatever. You have to be empowered. So I'm going to be starting up some empowerment classes. I still do those. I still do readings. If you want a card reading, you can have one. But I've ventured off into more of doing some more automatic writing, where I'm channeling your guides or your higher self to come through and give you messages. And I've always set the intention in any reading or session that I do that I'm moving you forward. And sometimes that's pushing you a little bit forward, but you're moving down your path. You're shifting, you're expanding. And that's what you want. You want to get through the journey. So I am still doing that. And like I said, I'm invited to a wedding this summer in Mexico at a resort. It looks beautiful. I'm so excited about that. Shout out and congratulations. I didn't ask permission to say your name, so I'm not going to. But congratulations from the bottom of my heart. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. And I am setting the intention and focus that I will be able to be there. Because it would be fabulous. I'd love to go and definitely get pictures and share what I can of the experience of a twin flame wedding. And so it is exciting. But I just wanted to give a brief update of what I thought was going on. I do feel a clearing, which I don't believe it will take long, but at this point in time, as of today and within this past couple of weeks, a clearing of some more of the distorted masculine energy, and I don't feel that it'll take long. But there is a lot of, like I said, chaos and all that happening, and that's people reacting in fear. So that's why it's so important to stay empowered, and so important, and why I'm getting the push to do empowerment classes that'll help you release your fear. And embrace who you truly are as a powerful being. So that's all I wanted to do. I had people reaching out, so I wanted to give a brief update of what's going on, tell everybody the good news, and yeah, that's it. So I leave my contact information below in the description box, so if you need someone or want to talk or want to reach out, my email remains open, and I do respond to all of my emails. It may take some time for me to get to you, but I will get to you. And if you have questions or just want to talk about your experience, I haven't been guided to do the twin flame interviews. Those were put on hold for whatever reason, and so I'm just trusting my intuition and guidance on that, but that will happen. There was just not many within the truth of the journey, and so I was told to hold off on that. And those will come back when we have cleared more of some of the false ascension within the twin flame community and clear some more of this distorted masculine. So they will come back. But if you just need to talk to another twin about anything, my email is open. And of course, if you need to talk on the phone and want to schedule a phone session or interested in my empowerment classes that I am putting together, just reach out. I'm just an email away. So anyway, for those of you that are still here, thank you so much. And thank you for those that were checking in on me and making sure that I'm still doing good. And I'm still here. I'm still on the journey. And I'm still available to you. So thank you so much. Have a beautiful weekend. It is gorgeous weather here, and I hope it's gorgeous weather where you are. And I'm signing off. I love you all very much. Namaste.